I'll be showing you multiple tips and tricks you can use to improve your movement in Valorant. The secret of doing a high jump in Valorant isn't just to press crouch after you jump, it's also to let go of crouch when you reach the highest point of the jump when you hit the object you want to get onto. For example, like the mid box on split, when you just run up and crouch after you jump, you don't reach high enough. But when you run up and let go of crouch after you hit this spot, you are able to get on top of the box. This trick can be used at many different spots in the game, like these. And this box on Haven. And even this one on Haven A side. And many more that I've featured in other videos on this channel. The hardest part of these types of jumps is mostly the timing of when to let go of your crouch button. If you want to get better at doing crouch jumps like these, I'd advise you practice it in a custom match like I'm doing right now. Because the pressure of doing these types of jumps in game, when the clock is ticking and there's enemies around, is too much. Especially if you're not used to doing them. Quickly before we move on to the next part, I just wanted to thank everyone as we've moved from just over 50 subscribers to over 300 in just 8 days. The next thing that can help you understand movement in this game better is to learn about the different running speeds you have in this game. For example, the Judge and the Bucky have a run speed of 5.06, as you can see in the top right of your screen, while the Phantom and Vandal have a running speed of 5.4, which is quite a big difference. With this information you can start to learn which jumps you can make with guns out instead of having to switch to your gun after you make the jump. Like for example the mid box on split, which you're able to do with an AR out, also with an operator. You're able to do this jump even with the slowest gun in the game, which are the shotguns. Another example is this jump on Ascent. If you want to do this jump with a Phantom or a Vandal, you have to switch mid-air, as otherwise you won't be able to reach it. There are of course many more jumps that you can do with your gun out, but I won't be able to show all of them, as there's 5 different types of run speeds, depending on the gun, including your knife, and there's many more jumps. But the most important thing, of course, is to practice, and then practice some more. As many of the jumps look way easier than they actually are, and you only get 1 or 2 chances when you're actually in the game. You can do this by going into a custom game and just practicing different jumps. If you need some inspiration, you can look at the top link in the description, where you can pick some jumps you would like to learn, or some hard ones that you would just like to practice to improve your overall movement. Even though the uses for bunny hopping in this game are very limited, you're still able to use it for retaining speed. As when you're just running around and you suddenly make a turn, you slow down. While if you run around and then jump and make a turn, you regain this speed. But unfortunately, after you make this turn in the air and you land again, you slow down. This is where bunny hopping comes in handy, as after you make this turn, you regain your airspeed while doing the turn, and you're able to regain the speed by bunny hopping. An important part of this is to only turn when you're in the air and never when you're on the ground, as this will still make you slow down if you mistime it. This can be used to accelerate in spots where you otherwise would not have the room. The next point are keybinds. Even though there's definitely people out there that say that they have the best keybinds and you should use those, it's all about what you're comfortable with and what you want to use. So just figure out what you want instead of what other people say you need, as this will make you more comfortable with your movement. I for example use my mouse wheel to jump and my alt key to jump, while my spacebar is for abilities. I use shift to crouch instead of control, and I switch weapons with Q. I for example like to use my mouse wheel to hop around, as this is what I'm most comfortable with, but it can definitely be different for other people. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and maybe even consider watching another video like this one that YouTube recommends for you on the screen.